Well, what is going on, everyone? We got a freaking special guest here today. We got the one and only Paper here with us live tonight, man. Oh my goodness. Welcome in, everybody. How are we doing? Paper, how are you
What's
doing,
going on,
man?
man?
Yeah.
Going good. Just ready to talk about some Snap.
I was about to say, if you guys do not know Paper, Paper just hit 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, which is freaking awesome. So freaking cool. Holy smokes, Paper. How does it feel, man? How does it feel?
Feels good. This month has just been a pretty big month for my YouTube. I changed my editing style and it like paid off greatly, like immediately. And yeah, we're just moving on with some deck spotlights that I post every week. And yeah, I know it's been a great month for me.
What has been your favorite deck spotlight you've posted so far? Would it be the Shadow King deck or
Yeah, the Shadow King deck is my baby. Like it's the deck that I like just created off of just one idea of like Ghost Spider Doc Ock, and then like it grew into the Shadow King stuff. There was a deck in the beta when Thor first came out. I don't know if I made the first Thor Lockjaw, but I was definitely one of the first people to post like a Thor Lockjaw like deck
Mhm.
video. And that was my favorite video. I think it might have been the first Snap video that I ever posted, and I put a ton of work into it. Um, so yeah, and that just kind of started my love with Thor as a card, and we just kind of started going from there, making usually weekly videos. Sometimes there's slumps, but yeah, you know how it is.
Yeah, life happens, so I totally get how that happens. We have Braden in chat is a huge Howard fan. What are your thoughts on Howard?
Well, let's see. I think he's in my shop right now because I do not own him, and that's where I'll leave it.
Yes, that is exactly where I'm at. Every single day, people are telling me to buy Howard, but I'm like, unless I win the lottery or something, we're not spending 6,000 tokens
Yeah,
on Howard, bro.
not a chance. I play Iron Lad in a lot of decks, and there's not been a single time where I'm like, I wish I had Howard in this list.
Oh my gosh, yes, that is.
So
Oh, well, Paper, for those guys in chat that don't know, how long have you been playing Snap? I know you said you made the first deck in beta. Were you for the first like ever week in Snap? Were you playing beta?
yeah, so I got the beta invite, the closed beta invite during the first wave of closed beta invites. I really like, I love card games. I haven't played one in depth for a long time, but I'm also in love with Marvel and the MCU and comics and all that. So when I heard that there was a new Marvel game being announced, like I heard about it like a week before it was announced. It was like, oh, this indie company is making a new Marvel game.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's going to be announced on this day. I was like, okay, cool, whatever. And then it was announced and I saw it was a card game. I'm like, oh my God, I need to play this game. And then they're like, okay, it's closed beta only. So I'm like, I'm going to apply. If I don't get in, I am unfollowing the channel. I'm muting the words Marvel Snap. I'm not paying attention to this game at all because if I don't have my hands on it, I will go crazy. So I got in luckily in the first wave of invites. I played on the very first day. And yeah, I've been playing every single day for over a year now.
That is awesome. So like, were you a big like Hearthstone and like Runeterra player or?
Yeah, so I've dipped into almost every card game, every digital card game, because physical ones are a little bit more expensive and I don't like all the clutter.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I played Hearthstone for about 2 years, up until the one expansion with like the dinosaurs, or where they're the explorers, where they were on the island or whatever. I don't remember. But
Okay.
I began to realize I was spending like $200 every few months just to keep up with the meta and not having fun when I didn't spend the money. So it was just like I don't need to be spending this. I'm poor and in college. Like I can't be doing this. So I stopped playing that. I also played League of Legends a lot. So when Runeterra came out, I played that for a while
Mm-hmm.
up until the deep expansion with Nautilus and Maokai came out, and then I kind of fell off. And then they released all the PvE stuff, so I'm kind of back into it, but only for PvE stuff. I can't play that game competitive. And then yeah, I mean, I didn't play Magic. I dipped into Gwent when it came out, and then like Snap is the game that is obviously taken over my life now.
Yeah, I was about to say I this is the first card game I've ever played, so I don't know much about the other ones,
Mm.
but I can tell from your YouTube and from your Twitter and stuff, you truly love Snap. And it's like I don't know if I'm just speaking or assuming right now, but I feel like this game hits differently than the other games you've played. Maybe it's the Snap IO or it's just the user interaction, but I feel like
Mm.
it just feels better maybe.
Yeah, it's first of all, if you play Hearthstone now, you know there are games that you can play that can last like 40 minutes.
Mhm.
I quit League of Legends because games were lasting 40 minutes. I don't want to spend 40 minutes in a single match of a game. Like, so that immediately turned me on to the game. Plus, it's Marvel. Plus, they're doing like collabs. Like, we got the Nick Fury signed card. Like, we're doing
Mhm.
collabs with stuff that I actually interact with and care about a lot. So, yeah, I just love Marvel right now. I'm gonna like the past like 3 years, I've just been well, actually, since before Endgame, I've just been like I watch every Marvel movie, I watch every Marvel show. After I get home from watching the movie, which I go to every like midnight release or whatever,
Yes.
I'm immediately on YouTube looking up like Screen Rant and this with the other channel that does all the like breakdowns for all the Easter eggs and everything. Like I'm so in tune with everything that's going on in
Mhm.
like the MCU that I'm just like if I can have a card game that has all the IP that I love, like I'm gonna keep playing it. So
I was about to say I'm the same exact way when it comes to Marvel movies and stuff. And I'll look
mhm.
up like the end credit scene. I'll find out who the person is. Look up a YouTube video that has like
Yeah,
what there are referenced in which comics and everything, and go through and watch
yep,
all that. So I
yep, yep,
oh
yep.
that
Comics Explained, Screen Rant, like all those channels.
yes, Comic Storian, Comic
Mm,
Explained. Those are
all the deep dives. Yeah,
bread and
just put those on
butter.
while I'm working or whatever. Yeah.
And then wow, that actually that's enlightening. I didn't know you were also as deep into like the whole Marvel kind of like lore and everything too beforehand.
Oh yeah. Oh
So,
yeah.
wow. Definitely makes the game experience better too, especially when there's like season passes, like cards that correlate to the movies and shows that are
When we
coming out
had
right now.
the Quantumanium season when Ant-Man came out, like
Hmm.
that was cool. Of course, we had the Wakanda season when I think it was around when Wakanda. No, it was that didn't correlate, did it?
It was
But
like
no, we've had like stuff lining up.
within a month or
Yeah.
something, but wow.
Yeah.
What was it like playing Snap for the first time? Like the first time you loaded into a game, what were your thoughts?
Um, I'm the greatest that's ever played this game. Everybody who's played Snap knows those first like 40 ranks, you were playing against bots, and it just makes you feel like you are just the best player.
Mm-hmm.
So that's just, I was like, oh my God, I'm getting so lucky. Like, this Hulk play, like, if they just didn't play on the right lane, like, we would have lost this game or
Mm-hmm.
whatever. It's just like, I'm just the greatest. Like, I'm just mind gaming these people. And then come to find out, oh no, these are all bots this entire time. Like, okay, cool. I mean, I guess whatever. I did get Infinite in the first season. In the closed beta, the first season was about, I think, 10 to 14 days because the game came out towards the end of the month. So, but they do the beginning of the season at the beginning of every month. So, our first season was just over a week, I'm pretty sure.
A
So, it
week?
was like you had to get Infinite from level 1
Oh,
in just over a week. I don't remember exactly how long it was, but nobody had all the cards. Everybody was running Dino, Nova, Carnage. Nova was giving +2 to everybody. Dino was a 3 cost.
oh my
Like
gosh.
everything was crazy, but like I got Infinite like on the day before the last day. I remember it was me and Binks, and we were just going back and forth, just like both of us are like 95, 96. We cannot make that final push. And then, yeah, like I made it. Binks unfortunately didn't. And that was the closest that he got to Infinite for a while, which
Mm.
really felt bad because I was like, he's right here with me. Like we can both just be Infinite players. But yeah, it was that first season was very stressful, but I'm kind of hoping they don't release the Hulk avatar anywhere ever because that's like a crowning achievement in Snap to have the Hulk avatar from the first closed beta season.
Yeah, I've never seen. I didn't even know there was a special Hulk avatar or that the
It's Yeah, it's just the base Hulk card like as an avatar. So
oh.
it's just the Hulk card, but it's very very rare because you can only get it during that first season if you got Infinite, and
Oh.
then they moved into the Wave season. So
I was about to say because beta was live for what, like 2 months, 2 3 months before it
It was
released.
from it was from May until the beginning of November or October. So it was
Oh,
quite a few months.
yeah, that is
It
actually a
came
lot.
out like when the Black Panther season came out, which was like October, I'm pretty sure.
Oh yeah,
Um,
because Miles was October-ish, and then Black Panther was November, maybe.
yeah. So I think it came out with the Black Panther season because they made a big deal like, oh, Black Panther's out, game's out, that kind of stuff.
Mm.
Because like Black Panther was a big IP to release with.
Okay, I hadn't. Wow, I didn't know it was
Yeah, it was
May.
going on for a while.
Yeah, and
It was that
I was out
entire
of the loop.
summer. Yeah.
Okay. What is your favorite card in the game, and then your least favorite card in the game?
Uh, I guess my favorite card is Thor.
Okay.
Uh, as soon as Thor was released, I mean, I love Thor as a character in the comics. The Jason Aaron run of Thor is like my favorite comic run ever. Like it's so good. The art style is great, and it just made me fall in love with Thor as a character. And then I
Mm-hmm.
got Thor in this game, and his effect is just like nuts. I paid $300 during Nexus events to unlock Jane Foster because I wanted Thor and Jane Foster because they worked so well
Oh
together.
my gosh, 300?
So yeah, so Nexus events were really bad. That's all I'll say.
Oh my gosh.
but but they did right in the end by refunding all of the gold that you spent on Nexus events eventually.
Oh,
So that $300 ended up lasting me until like January or February. I didn't spend any money on the game. Like I think it was like July, and then I didn't spend any money on the game until like January.
wow, that's actually
Just because of that
crazy.
investment from the Nexus events. Yeah.
Wow, was it a different amount of gold then? I mean, $300 worth of gold is what? Was it still like 24,000 gold pieces, or was it
Yeah, it
different?
was it was yeah, I don't think they've changed the prices on any of the gold or anything. So yeah, it was about 24,000 back in just a lump sum. I think it was 18 roughly that I got back, but that gold
Okay.
lasted me for so long.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, so I
very
didn't have to
cool.
spend money on the game for like half a year, which was awesome. It sucked initially, but yeah, it was awesome to get that all at
Um,
once again
Someone in chat's
and then just have
asking,
that.
is that a Negasonic tattoo you have on your arm?
No, it's Shikamaru from
Oh, and that's
Naruto.
freaking original Naruto, not Shippuden Shikamaru.
Oh yeah, no.
Oh
Every design that every tattoo artist makes for Shikamaru post time skip is him smoking, and I don't want a tattoo of him smoking. So,
no,
because it's always the same like couple pictures. I wanted something from the original series because my little angsty boy.
I was about to say, unless it's him smoking a pack and throw it on heat on. I mean, you
Yeah,
don't need
yeah,
you don't need a tattoo of.
yeah.
Okay, what? Oh, I guess that leads up. This is a not a snap question, but since we're talking about anime, is
Mm.
Naruto your favorite anime or?
Um, it's my favorite like anime IP. I never watched the whole thing. I've read the whole thing twice.
Oh,
Um, but I never actually watched it because it's such a big time commitment.
mm-hmm,
But my favorite anime, I mean, it's hard to say. Obviously, this is my first anime tattoo, so there's a special place in my heart for Naruto.
mm-hmm.
I grew up in high school. Me and my friends all played the Naruto card game, which is now discontinued. Like, it stopped. It stopped forever ago. But I still have like a bunch of my old Naruto cards and stuff. And like, it was my first experience with the card game
Mm-hmm.
where I actually knew how to play the game instead of like Yu-Gi-Oh, where on turn one I'm just slamming blue eyes because I don't know how special summoning works or anything or tributing works or anything.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Naruto holds a special place in my heart. In terms of my like actual favorite anime, like that I've watched in full,
Mm-hmm.
um, I don't know. It's hard because I really do like. There's this one show called Gyokai no Kanata. It's a Kyo show. It only had one season and one movie, and it's not extremely popular. The English name is Beyond the Boundary, but the animation's beautiful and the story is great. And
Okay.
it just like it came out at like a perfect time for me. That's like the anime that I will like always go back to whenever I just want to watch like a comfort anime.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, Naruto holds a special place in my heart. It's definitely like top three like anime IPs in general for me.
Okay.
If I'm gonna buy anime merch, it's gonna be Naruto, like almost always. Like
Okay.
I have a wall. You can't see it on my stream here.
Mm-hmm.
My cat's sitting here, but I have a wall I have a wall of like Naruto prints and stuff that are just like everything. Every time I go to an anime convention, I get something Naruto. Whether it be a print, whether it be a keychain. I have like 4 Naruto hoodies. In my latest video, I have a Naruto shirt on. Like
Oh, sweet.
I'm all in on Naruto. There's like a bunch of Naruto wall prints on my in my house, like on my stairs and shit.
Mm-hmm. Bro, Naruto is freaking awesome. I remember when I watched it for the first time. It's like I was super crazy, and I watched all of Naruto in 1 month from original to through
God.
Shippuden. It was a crazy time in my life, but
Yeah.
like it is fantastic. Either way, yeah. A lot of people in chat too. Sakuno loves Itachi,
Yep.
and then Madara hits like a bus. Yes, Madara freaking against all of the what you call all the Hokages or all the Kages, not Hokages because they're all different
Yeah,
Kages.
yeah.
Is still one of the best
All the
freaking
Kages and
fighters.
then the Hokages later.
Oh
Like
yes,
he
and
fights
then
everybody. He's
everyone.
OP. He's so good.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, well, Shadow, I watched it all in a month because there was a huge thunderstorm at my house and it fried my TV and my Xbox. So all I had was my laptop.
Oh,
I had never watched anime before, but I'd watched Rock Lee versus Gara for the first time. And I was
yep.
like, after this, I need to watch everything because this is just
Why does Rock Lee have
fantastic.
all the best fight scenes? Rock Lee Gara,
Yes.
Rock Lee Kimaru, like come
Yes.
on. Those fights like his fight scenes are too good.
Oh my gosh! Like literally, he's so freaking awesome. And then Mike Guy hits eighth gates, and you don't see
Yeah.
Rock Lee hit eighth gates. You're like, oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Oh my gosh. Let's see. What are you known for in the Snap community paper? What is
Hmm.
your like? Maybe it's not your niche, but what is your main thing you think that people would know you for?
Being one of the like 5 or 6 nighttime Marvel Snap streamers.
There,
Probably.
there you
There's
go.
not a lot of us. No, it's got to be just particularly right now. I'm known as that person who made that Ghost Stock deck because
Mm.
it went. Almost every streamer
What's
played
up,
it at least
Emmy?
once on stream,
Mm-hmm.
and everybody was playing it. And like, I post only deck highlights, and I only stream at night. So it's like I'm in with the Snap community because I've played since beta. So like people like Binks and everybody like we've collabed and stuff. So I've done
Mm-hmm.
that kind of stuff. But in the Snap community, I guess I'm just known for the decks that I make. I guess coming from me, who I don't believe is like a great deck builder, like
Mm-hmm.
hitting gold on like the Ghost Dock deck or in the beta the Thor Lockjaw deck. Like I don't know. I guess I get lucky sometimes with some of the decks that I make. But I also do like I was one of the first people that had like a Snap overlay that had like the nameplates cut out and everything.
Ooh.
Because I'm a graphic designer in my professional career, so I've been working with like Photoshop and like OBS stuff for a long time. I make like Super Smash Brothers overlays for a tournament that one of my friends runs, so I'm like super well versed with like OBS and all that.
Mm-hmm.
So I made a lot of people's not overlays, but I provided people with like the means to do like the cutout. Like if you watch like R Hickey, Valentine, like a bunch of these streamers use files that I gave them because they don't know how to do that kind of stuff. So I kind of also do that for the community as well.
That is so awesome. Like putting like your career towards like your passion and everything too, and then sprinkling it across the Snap community is that's freaking sick paper. Like for real, that is
I
awesome.
mean, if people really like people the fact that this game is only in a mobile view for now, like we only know what it looks like this, and like cutting it up is the only way to stream the game
Mm-hmm.
to make it like viewer friendly. Like we've had to make some adjustments and some I don't know the word I'm thinking of. We've had to make some concessions in terms of like getting the stream to like a viewable state that's not overbearing or ugly.
Mm-hmm.
And I like since I'm a designer,
Yeah.
my main goal in life is to make things look good. So if my stream doesn't look good, I'm not streaming. So I made sure to do that because I wasn't streaming a lot in beta. But once I figured out my overlay, I was like, all right, it's time to just start streaming a bunch. This looks good. I need people to see it. So start streaming like 3 times a week.
So you only stream 3 times a week?
Yeah, I do Monday, Wednesday, Friday nighttime streams, and
Mm-hmm.
then I'll throw in a weekend stream if there's like something fun going on in Snap, or I just want to play a different game. I'm trying to play some other games like on the weekend streams as well, just to kind of branch out and not be only a Snap streamer, you
Mm-hmm.
know? So,
I saw you playing Final Fantasy, and you've been tweeting about Final Fantasy a lot. Is
best
it
game of the year. Yep.
is the game of the year? You like it? You
It's
like
game
it
of the
that
year for
much?
me.
Okay.
I mean, that game made me cry so much. I'm so glad I didn't finish it on stream. I'm so glad I stopped playing when I did because I that game is so emotional and it's so good. It's my favorite game of the year. I played a little bit of Zelda. I understand why people think or why Zelda is almost definitely going to win game of the year
Mm-hmm.
in almost every award show and everything. I understand it. It's
Mm-hmm.
super like it's revolutionary with like the tools and everything that they give you, but for me, Final Fantasy, the story, the emotion, the combat, everything about Final Fantasy is just like amazing. And it's, I don't know, I haven't felt this way about a game since God of War 2018, which is
Ooh.
just a masterpiece of a game. So,
Okay. That
and then
yeah.
we get what? I'm blanking on the name. A Starfield later this year,
Mm-hmm.
which is kind of a competitor game of the year wise, but it's not going to have. I don't think it's going to have like the story that's going to. I don't know. It's going to be a fun game, but I don't think it's going to be game of the year contender.
What about Spider-Man 2? You think Spider-Man 2 is going to be a game of the year
That's
contender?
the one that people are just like forgetting about, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like I even forget about it a lot because like the Insomniac Spider-Man was like a game of the year contender. I think it won some places,
Yeah.
but like this year is like hands down like the best year I've ever played in video games. And like I've been playing video games since the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
So like I've had a lot of great years. Like what, 2007 when like Halo 3 came out? Like that year was insane.
Mm-hmm.
Like all the years where like a COD and a Halo came out, like those the years were all insane. But like this year, we're getting a mainline Final Fantasy, a new Zelda, Bethesda RPG, like Spider-Man,
Mm-hmm.
which is like a growing sort of not an IP, but a growing game series. Like
Yeah.
that's not even to mention like Hi-Fi Rush and all those kind of like smaller games that are coming out. Like this is like, in my opinion, the best year in gaming, and it's not even half. It's well, it's halfway over now, but like it's just such a good year.
Yeah. We have so much. I mean, we didn't even mention Snap, DC Dual Force. Like, there's a couple. There's a couple games we still even play currently, just like in this year that are like releasing new stuff. It's crazy. I think we're also at a point in our lives where we can kind of game more in depth and understand them a little bit better, and that kind of helps
Yeah.
boost our ratings for games and everything too.
Hmm.
But yeah, that's cool. I'm glad you're diversifying yourself too and playing the variety instead of like trying to stick to one game. Like you can be known
Yeah.
for one game, but you want to be known for multiple games. So then you can play whatever, and then you don't get burnt out, and then it just helps with streaming and everything overall.
Well, like a tip for anybody who's like starting out streaming, you do have to commit to something initially. Like you could stream a variety of games for 3 years and not grow at all. You could be super stagnant doing that kind of stuff. But when you play one game and you can build a community of people who just want to watch you, then I think that's probably the best strategy in my opinion. Then you move on and you can still play that main game, but then you play some other games here and there and like kind of grow that way. That's my strategy at least for growing.
And I think that's great.
And then like I'm a huge fighting game fan as well. So we also got Street Fighter this year, Mortal Kombat, and hopefully Tekken. Like Tekken's
Hmm.
my game. So like once Tekken comes out, that's gonna be hard to tear me away from Tekken to play Snap. So I don't know what's gonna happen there.
Yeah, I was about to say Mortal Kombat coming out is going to be great. It looks so good. I don't know if
Yeah,
you
and I'm
guys
not a
are
Mortal
into it.
Kombat fan.
You're not a Mortal Kombat fan?
No, I haven't played a Mortal Kombat since PS1 era.
Oh,
Like I don't play Mortal Kombat. I don't know why.
well, this one's a reset Mortal
Yeah.
Kombat. The engine looks crazy. It looks like kind of like the way you can not tag in fighters, but it kind of reminds me of Capcom a little bit, Marvel vs.
Hmm.
Capcom, how you can like
The
use
assist, yeah.
abilities and stuff. I guess that's in other freaking games too, but that's just the one that came to
Yeah.
mind. But
Yeah.
that's sick. Are you gonna be streaming like Tekken and everything too?
As long as my main character is in the game, I will be playing that game a lot. If I have to learn a different character,
Hmm.
then things might not happen as much. But if my main character is in the game and I already have a familiarity with the moveset and the character itself, like I'll be streaming that game at least twice a week.
Oh, that's
Just because I play ranked when I play Tekken, so I'll be playing ranked. I'll
mm.
be like grinding and that kind of stuff. So
Are you a fan of like starting stream with one game and then ending stream with another game, or are you thinking of completely linear kind of?
well, all of my streams up to this point have been just a single game.
Hmm.
My streams are only about 4 hours long since I stream after I'm done working,
Hmm.
and I give myself like an hour and a half break to like make food or eat.
Okay.
But if I do like a weekend stream, like when Final Fantasy came out, when Star Wars Jedi Survivor came out, like God, that came out this year. God,
Yeah, I was gonna
forgot
say
about
a
that.
lot.
When when that game came out, I was playing those on the weekends and then like shifting over into Snap. And like I remember specifically playing I was playing Final Fantasy 7 Remake because I hadn't played that yet. I was
Hmm.
playing that on stream and I had an old friend who came in the chat that I know in real life who we were just like talking. I had like three people watching me at the time. And I was like, I'm gonna move on to Snap later. And he's like, oh, you got partner. You're not getting like so many viewers. Like, what's going on there? I'm like, oh, well, it's because of Snap. Like, once I switch to Snap, immediately my viewers will increase. And then like I switched to Snap within like 15 minutes, I had like 100 viewers, and I'm just like, yeah, like it's Snap. Like, if I'm not in the Snap directory, my discoverability is like way low,
Hmm.
and
And
like
that's
people
just
don't
with
want to watch
Twitch.
it on Snap stuff depending on the time of the day or like on the weekend. So.
Is that something you put into account, like with your streams too? Is like when you like, let's say you want to stream Final Fantasy instead, would you like start
Hmm.
your stream at a different time so then you could switch to Snap later for like viewership and
Yeah.
everything?
Yeah, for sure. Um, the other thing is like those story games like Final Fantasy 7, Final Fantasy 16, even Jedi Survivor, you get to a point when you're streaming them that like you don't want to spoil the game for people.
Hmm.
So like specifically with 16, like I was tagging all of my streams with like full spoilers ahead, like
Hmm.
you don't want to be spoiled, like don't watch.
Hmm.
And like I had like a small group of people who were like watching me from the beginning of the game, but then like streaming does take a lot out of you because you have to be like on, like you have to be like interacting. You have to be using your voice,
Hmm.
which if I'm not streaming, I can go an entire like week without saying a single word. Like I can just be completely nonverbal for a whole week. But like you have to be talking and stuff and like
Hmm.
specifically with the spoilers, like I don't want somebody to come into my stream and be like, "Oh, hey, what's going on, paper? Oh, shoot, like I haven't played this game yet, and now I just got that whole thing spoiled for me." So like playing those single player games is a little bit more difficult. When it comes to like multiplayer stuff, like Halo, Friends versus Friends, like I can play that stuff no matter what.
Hmm.
And I even played Halo a few days ago on stream and then switched into Snap. So just because I needed to do like daily stuff because I'm a slave to the battle pass system in
Yes.
every goddamn game.
And I
Now
mean,
Diablo's
oh,
Diablo season's coming out in 2 days. I'm gonna be playing that. God.
so the variety's coming back. More and more variety
Yeah.
each week.
Yeah. Because I will be playing Diablo a lot. I fell off because of the single player games that came out, but now
Hmm.
that I'm done with the single player games for the foreseeable future, like Diablo's back. I gotta get all the altars before the season drops, so I don't have to get those ever again.
Hmm.
I don't know if you've played Diablo or not, but
I played a little bit. I streamed it for a little bit. I haven't played too much because I've been playing Snap so much.
yeah. Yeah.
But man, it looks like a lot of fun. I remember I was watching the intro and I was like, "Oh my gosh, what is
Yeah.
actually happening?"
Seeing the initial like cinematic trailer that they released on like during like Summer Games Fest or the Game Awards or something, I was this is footage. Like this is not a game. This is not gameplay. This is a video footage. Like what the hell's going on here?
Yeah.
Every cutscene in that game is beautiful. I didn't really pay too much attention to the story. I got the gist of it, but like I don't know. It's like the game is actually good. It's the first Diablo that I ever played.
Hmm.
So I jumped right into it and I beat the campaign and everything and then just set it down for a bit. And I'm ready to go back.
Oh, I was about to say, yeah, it's literally a movie.
Yeah.
Freaking movie. And yeah, Drewski, this is actually our first interview. Chat, we got the legendary Paper with us here right
All
now.
right, calm down.
No, 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 paper, you're goated, bro. Like for real. Like, I think the stuff you've been doing and like, I mean, if you guys weren't here originally, Paper hit 1,000 subscribers on YouTube today, which is freaking awesome. Man's been grinding, and he like I can tell like with your streams and everything too, and the way we've talked already too with about variety and like your streaming and stuff. You stay true to yourself with whatever you play, no matter if you have 3 viewers or if you have 100, 150. You stay true to
Yeah.
yourself, and you just play what you want. Of course, it's you, so it's entertaining, but like that's awesome. Like that's definitely I respect you for that, and that's cool, bro. For real.
No, I appreciate it, man. Your energy, like the first day that I raided you and you just like went crazy. Like your energy, every time that I'm ending stream, I'm like, all right, is it like an energy night or like what? Because we're about to raid Tucker, like, because you just go crazy with it.
I kid you not, bro. I mean, my sleep. I don't get a lot of sleep. Maybe I do, maybe I don't. It depends. But like, I drink a coffee before stream because I like the
That
vibe.
explains a lot.
Yes, that's especially why with the caffeine. But it's like I want to be different than like other Snap streamers. Like a lot of Snap streamers are very very smart and a little more way more calm, collected, make smarter plays. I want to have some smart plays, but I like to have the energy and just to kind of set myself apart in that way, being a little bit louder. Hopefully not. Maybe it's too loud for some people. I totally know. But I want to add different stuff to it, you know?
I would compare your streaming attitude and style to Capt Kerr because, like,
Okay.
when I first started seeing Capt Kerr start streaming and he didn't have too many viewers, I remember I was raiding him pretty often, and I'd send over a raid and he'd react the same way that you react every single time, just like super high energy, super grateful to just have anybody watching their stream, like those kind of attitudes in streaming, like they matter, especially for like growing and everything and fostering a community and all that. I would say Captker, yeah, Drew. Captker maybe is a little bit more chill, but I don't think Captker has a gallon of coffee every day before stream.
His hair's a little bit longer than mine too, and he's always wearing a hat. I don't always wear a hat.
A little bit, yeah. I remember seeing a picture of him that he posted on social media, and I was like, "Damn, his hair really is like really long." Because it gets cut off by the camera.
Yeah.
So like I didn't realize how long it actually was.
No, I think he's also gonna be at SnapCon too. I think.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah. If you guys didn't know, if you guys wanted to meet Paper or myself, and then a lot of the huge content Marvel Snap creators as well, they're gonna be live at SnapCon in August. It is an event hosted by Felicity. If you go on Felicity's Twitch or if you search Marvel SnapCon, you can get tickets for that event. It's going to be August 25th and 26th in Tampa. If you do buy a VIP pass, you also get into an event on the 24th, I believe, in the evening. I don't know exactly what we're doing.
Yeah, I think Felicity told me like 5 or so because I asked her because I'm trying to fly in on Thursday, maybe. So I had to ask her. So yeah, it's the evening for sure.
And Paper is one of the headliners for the event, so he may be doing some special stuff.
I've been talking to them. So.
Okay, so there you go. Paper might also be cosplaying as Shadow King at SnapCon.
Yeah, yeah, maybe.
Oh man, why not?
I'm also going to be at TwitchCon as well. Yeah.
Where is TwitchCon?
Vegas.
Yeah. I don't know anything about TwitchCon. So
yeah, I live in LA, so it's just like a short 4-hour drive for me. So figured I can just go out there.
Yeah, we're in Georgia, so that's a little bit.
Oh
farther.
Yeah, that's a bit farther. Yeah, yeah.
I got a good question for you, Paper. All right, what is your dirty little Snap secret?
I don't know if it's even a secret. I hate one drops. I hate one cost cards.
You hate one cost cards.
I feel like turn 1 is useless.
Really?
I was telling you this before we started, but back in beta, I ran Domino in every one of my decks because I just did not care about turn 1, and I just wanted a guaranteed turn 2 card.
Wow.
I think Killmonger's such a good card that one cost cards just don't matter. When Nebula came out, who cares?
Who cares?
Sunspot is good in the game. Who cares? Killmonger. Oh, they released Echo. Killmonger.
Oh, do you like Echo? Or like, have you? I mean,
no.
It's one day, but No.
Maybe in 8 months when she eventually becomes accessible. Maybe. 'Cause I'm not spending 6K tokens on that, and I'm not rolling on a spotlight week that she's involved in. 'Cause I do not want her.
Okay. I mean, that's. I
Like,
mean, the new system. I
yeah,
mean, we don't have to go into the new system because I feel like that's a whole entire talk
yeah.
for itself.
I can give my short form. I think the new system is good. It's a good step,
Mm-hmm.
but the random Series 4, Series 5 needs to give you tokens instead of a variant.
Okay.
And I mean, we just need tokens back into the collection track, more than 50. Like
More
we
than
just
50.
need
Yeah.
tokens. We need tokens that we don't have to spend what? Minimum, what is it? No. Yeah, minimum 7,000 gold buying variants to get 2,000 tokens. You spend
Yeesh.
1,400 gold to get 1,000 to get 1,000 tokens in
Yeah.
the Token Tuesdays. Like, there's tokens are just too expensive and it's too hard to get them.
Yeah.
Like I just said, I'm a big spender of this game.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to get Echo for like 8 months because I'm not going to spend the tokens on it because the tokens take too long to get. And rolling on her Spotlight Cash weeks is going to be not smart unless it's released with like a good card.
Yeah.
Like,
Unless it's variants you actually want and everything too. On top of that.
exactly. And there's no reason for me to roll for a full week if I get the card that I want right away because I have almost all the cards.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to change once more of these weeks come out and I don't get the newest cards because I can't. Like, I'm not going to roll so much of these Spotlight Caches because I don't have enough credits to get
Yeah.
more of them.
No. I mean, I think the caches in August are going to be better with
Yep.
all the destroy cards, especially if they are all Series 5, like it's rumored to be.
If they're all Series 5, that's dangerous because I
Yeah,
was
yeah,
really planning. I've got a hoard of like 29K tokens right now that I just want to spend on like just Series 3 cards, basically.
hmm
That's kind of like my strategy. And if I can't buy at least one or two of those cards at Series 3, I'm going to be big sad.
Oh, yeah. I don't know when the next drop is. I mean, we really could just
I
go on
mean,
about this, but
they didn't do a drop this month,
hmm
but I think they're just going to drop a couple cards next month, and it's going to be a slow trickle of cards dropping.
hmm
But they're going to keep a certain amount of cards in Series 4 and 5 just so that there is enough variety every Spotlight week.
Hmm.
Personally, I think that amount of cards should be no greater than like 7 or 8 per series,
hmm
but I think they're up to like 10 and 12 between
yeah,
Series 4 and 5. So like if you look at the data mine thing,
hmm
Hitmonkey isn't showing up. We have no idea when Hitmonkey's ever coming out in a Spotlight Cache. We don't know when Zabu's ever coming out in a
hmm
Spotlight Cache. Neither of those cards are data mined to come out anytime before the first week of September. So like, when are those cards coming out?
Yeah,
Hitmonkey's still a Series 5 card. Like, what are we doing?
that's
Hitmonkey came
2
out in what?
months.
Hitmonkey came out in what, like March? February?
Yes. March, I
April? I don't even
think.
remember what month he came out in. It's been so long.
Oh my god, I had not thought about that. That like perspectively too, with how good Bounce is, with how good Darkhawk is, like
Yeah.
those are two vital cards that aren't out to the public pretty much yet.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Let's see what else do we have here. What is your I mean your snap hot take honestly could have been your dirty little secret too about not liking
Like, oh yeah,
cost
okay, that
one.
is my hot take. What is my dirty little secret? Huh. I guess
Howard
my
is a
dirty little secret would be related to that, and that I think Domino is just a great card.
okay.
I love Domino, and it's not even like I don't keep secrets in Snap.
Yeah.
Like like the Doc Ock deck was the biggest secret that I kept, but I was playing it on stream, so it's not even like it was a secret.
hmm
But I love Domino. I think Domino is a great card. At the moment right now, there's not many decks that she could be running because two costs like Zabu exist. Like there's too many good two cost cards where you just want those cards on turn two.
hmm
But there is a market for a deck that maybe I'll start trying to play again. Maybe I'll build one again where you just play Domino as your sole two drop, no one cost cards, and then you just build a deck with a bunch of tech cards. So that was one
Ooh.
of the decks that I built very early in the game.
hmm
Was like a Sarah deck that I was running only Domino on turn two, and then just like all tech cards. So I had answers for every single situation. And we have Sarah, so we can play more of those cards. And it was also with Magic before Magic got nerfed, where you can play Magic on 6. So we can play Magic on 5 or 6 into Sarah, or vice versa. And then on 7, just be able to counter whatever your opponent has because you have like 6 tech cards in your hand.
That definitely
So
sounds like that was broken when that
it
first.
was really good. It was
Yeah.
really good. I got Infinite with that deck. I try to get Infinite with a different deck every season. So
And you've already hit Infinite this season, right?
yeah, I hit Infinite in the first day,
I was about to say.
but I did use this. I did use the same Doc Ock deck that I
Okay.
used last season, just because I knew it was very good, and I just want to get right into Conquest because Conquest is my preferred way to play the game right now.
Because you're actually playing against people normally
Yep.
every single game, and it's a little more competitive.
I
Besides,
do actually, oddly enough, people say, "Oh, use Proving Grounds to test out decks," but Proving Grounds isn't a great thing because people don't care about the games in Proving
mm-mm.
Grounds, and everybody's kind of playing the same kind of stuff in Proving Grounds just to get their tickets. I've
Mm-hmm.
been playing ladder to test my decks now because I'm actually getting people who kind of want, because if anybody's playing post infinite on ladder, it's because they want to climb. So they're going to play decks that are actually good because everybody's just using Proving Grounds to test stuff.
Yeah.
So it's like I don't know if it's like a big brain thing to use to use that reverse psychology to test stuff in infinite now, because the infinite stuff doesn't matter. We don't have a leaderboard, and who knows if that's ever coming.
Right.
So like, I don't know. I've just been using that, and it gives you a wider variety of opponents because you're not playing against the same guy for 3 games in a row.
Mm.
You're getting a wider variety of opponents, so you can test the deck against multiple different things.
Mm-hmm.
You're not trapped in a game for 10 minutes, 30 minutes. Like, it's. I've been doing that recently, and it's actually been working out well. I've been testing a ton of different Jean Grey decks,
Mm.
and that's been my preferred way to test them.
You been doing like Surfer with Gene and everything, or
I don't like Surfer.
you don't
Maybe
like
that's
Surfer
another hot
either?
take.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Maybe that's
that
another
is
hot take.
definitely. Drewski's not gonna like that
Surfer
one.
The Surfer and negative decks. I don't like them. I can't play them. I draw Surfer maybe 1 out of 8 games, and I draw negative on turn 6, probably 8 out of 10 games.
Oh my
Like,
gosh.
I have terrible draw luck with decks that require you to draw a card or
Uh-huh.
require you to have a card by a certain turn, and it upsets me, and I'm just like, this deck isn't for me. Like,
Oh
I
my
can't do it.
gosh. I mean, I get it. If you're not drawing the cards, I could totally see it not being fun. But
It,
Mr.
it sucks.
Negative.
Yeah, it sucks specifically when you're streaming because it's like, oh, my favorite streamer is playing a Mr. Negative deck. Like, awesome. And
Mm-hmm.
then like you get into the game and you watch me play. I don't draw negative once out of like 5 games, and I'm just like, okay, my this deck doesn't work. Like, I'm not getting the card that I need to make the deck work.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not having a good time. You're not getting to see the deck that you wanted to see.
Mm-hmm.
So you're not having a good time. So let's just play something that I know I can play.
Do
Let
you
me
do you
play something with
tilt?
Domino.
Do you tilt easily in when it comes to Snapper?
Um, I not really, not
Uh-huh.
when I'm streaming.
Okay.
I've had some moments on stream where I'm just like, okay, this is not fun anymore. Specifically during like Shuri meta,
Mm-hmm.
during double Zabu double Spider-Man meta, like
Mhm.
those kind of things. I wasn't having a good time with those.
Mhm.
Those are the months that I was taking like maybe a day or two break off of stream, playing other games on stream because it was just not fun to play.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I played like I said earlier, I played a lot of League of Legends.
Mm-hmm.
I played League of Legends for 6 or 7 years as my main game every single day after school, every single day after work, like until I realized the games were too long and I was not having a good time because I just got tilted.
Oh my
I was one of
gosh.
those guys who was just talking in chat all game. I don't know if you played League of Legends, but I was a
Yes.
support player. I
Oh,
was a
you played
support player, so
support. Okay.
I was doing nothing in lane all game, so I just had the entire game to just keep chatting. So I never got banned or muted or anything because I was never disrespectful. But I was just like one of those people who just like, why did you just do that? Why did you go top?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know better than to do that. So I learned early on that I can tilt very easily. So playing League of Legends prepared me for the
Mhm.
tilt that could happen in other games. So I've learned to like control myself a little bit.
League is a different level of tilt, though. Like that is a whole different animal. But playing support, I know because you literally like without the support in the game, your ADC does nothing. Like, and
Yep.
you have to pretty much command your team to do stuff. We need to do this now. We need to do this now. So I know you're definitely pinging people like crazy, and then when someone
Yeah.
feeds, it's just so I understand. I
That's another
understand.
thing though. Like when you ping somebody, then they're like, "Oh, f you! Like don't ping me." It's like, dude, I'm just trying to help. Like
Yes.
you're already mad. Like, okay, this game's gonna be great. This is the next 50 minutes of my life. Awesome.
Yeah, I'm
So happy about
locked in.
that.
He's gonna run it down. Just yeah.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh,
because
no.
I pinged him that the enemy jungler was coming. Great, cool, awesome. Love this game. Do not miss that game at all.
No, it's a bunch of my buddies play it all the time, and I'm like, I mean, I get it why it's fun because you're playing with a group of your friends, but if I was playing this
Mm.
solo, oh, I could not do
I'm
that.
30 years old. I don't need to be getting mad at a video game anymore.
Yeah, no.
Like it just doesn't make sense anymore.
um, so we talked about this earlier, but we didn't talk about it on stream. What is your favorite variant in the game, and what is your favorite split of said variant? I can pull it up if you have it on Twitter or anything. I might be able to pull it up on stream.
I do have it on Twitter. I have a Throg. So Thor's my favorite card. Obviously, I've split him more than any other card in the game. I have a Throg split that
Let me see if I can.
it has a gold background and a rainbow Kirby Crackle. So it's like the rarest of the rare splits. I really don't know if I can find it on my Twitter. I know I posted it. Maybe I can.
Derpling says, "Hey, what's up? Hey, it's paper."
Hey, what's going on, Derpling? What's going on, man? Derpling,
Also-
a regular in my channel.
Oh, let's go. Love to see a homie
Oh.
showing up.
Yeah, I don't know if I can find it, but it's a gold background Kirby Crackle Thor or Throg.
Let me see.
Basically my prized possession, but I do have two cards that are impossible to obtain, which I didn't tell you about pre-stream.
Impossible to obtain.
So early in the beta, within the first month, if you split a card, I think 3 times, the third time you split it had a gold background, or maybe it was 4 times.
Okay.
It got a gold background. Nowadays, when you split something, when you get the gold background, it's by the 5th split, and it's guaranteed to have an effect on it.
Right.
During the first month of the beta, you were able to get cards with a gold background with no effect on them.
Oh.
So I have 2 cards, the Chibi Armor and a Sentinel variant, that have no effect but have a gold background. So that's like those are my bot cards. Like if you play against bots used to be able to have impossible splits. I don't know if they still can or not. Where you can have like an inkified card without an effect, or a card without a background but an effect on it. Those are like the bot cards. So gold with no effect on it is like a bot split technically.
Let me see if I can.
Oh yeah, there we go. It looks better animated, but we don't have that technology right now.
But this is a rainbow split of Throg that paper has, right? Rainbow. Yeah. You freaking looking at your Twitter too. You have a freaking crazy apocalypse on here.
Oh yeah. So Kim Jacinto is my favorite artist that makes variants for this game, or that they've pulled artwork from. When that first bundle came out with Apocalypse, I hated it because it was $100.
Right.
But I had to buy it because it was a Kim Jacinto Apocalypse. This card is my favorite archetype, so I had to buy it. And it was my favorite artist and my favorite archetype. So yeah, so I have an inkified rainbow Kirby Crackle Apocalypse as well.
Yeah, this thing is crazy cool. Oh my god.
It looks much better once you get it to purple rarity, because when everything pops out, the lines in between the rocks become like white instead of just like gray and muted.
Oh shoot.
So yeah.
Yeah, that's
I
actually
can
really
take a
sick.
screenshot and post it in our Discord here. Yeah, it looks much better once everything's popped out.
Let me see if I can.
I don't know if you can pull that up or not.
Let me see if we can finagle it a little
But
bit.
yeah, it looks so much better.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that looks crazy. Holy smokes.
So my main goal is to get every Kim Jacinto card. I'm trying to get inkified on all of them. So far, I have almost all of them that have been released. I'm missing the newly released Spectrum. Well, no, she came out a while ago. She just hasn't popped up in my shop at all.
Was she standing on like the car or something, right?
Yeah. I just love the dynamic like animation and the dynamic like view or angles of all the artworks.
Mm-hmm.
I have Shang-Chi, which I also have Inkify with a black Kirby,
Mm-hmm.
which is really nice. That took forever to get, but I have that on the Kimasinto one as well. So I'm waiting for the Dark Hawk to come out in the bundle at the end of September because I've been waiting for that card.
You want the Master Mold too, right? Sorry, stream. I'm lagging a little bit.
$100 on that card.
Yeah, that's the one with the Master Mold, right?
Yeah, Dark Hawk with Master Mold. Yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna be.
Yeah, I have the
3 times
Venom. I have
bundle?
the Carnage. What's that?
Did you get the 3 times worth value Dark Hawk bundle?
Oh no, because I know the Kimasinto Dark Hawk's coming out eventually. So I was like, I know for a fact this is not 3 times value for me. I do not have to spend money on this because I know for a fact there is a variant down the line that I'm gonna get.
Do you think that one's worth
So
100? They came since it comes with both.
It's like 700 or 7,500 gold, and it's like a lot of money, and you don't get a great value out of it. But I'm like, I'll spend whatever.
Yeah, because it's Kim Jacinto. Yeah.
Yeah.
I totally
Exactly.
respect it. I respect it, bro. Let's see. What's your favorite location in the game? Do you have a favorite and then a least favorite? Maybe Great Web's your favorite location, or
Yeah, you didn't have to give me an example. I'm fine. My least favorite 100%, which might not make sense to a lot of people, is Dream Dimension. I know there's other things like Ego or Great Web that like people hate more. Dream Dimension is just terrible. I hate Dream Dimension so much. Sarah can't be played in the game at all if Dream Dimension exists. Magic can't be played in the game at all if Dream Dimension exists. Like it completely takes 2 cards out of the entire game. 2 previously very popular cards. Sarah's still kind of popular, but Magic is whatever now.
Yeah.
My favorite location is just anything that's fun. I really like just Elysium games where like everybody can play everything out of their hands. Obviously, Camartage is fun. Onslaught Citadel's fun. I just like when a location can make a deck just go overboard. Like, I don't like Mr. Negative that much, but when the peak is a feature location, I am playing Mr. Negative every single game.
Yes.
Like, because now it doesn't matter if I don't draw the negative. Now I can actually play I can play the deck even if I don't draw negative. So I like stuff that just enables stuff. Ongoing Onslaught Citadel used to have a great interaction with like Mystique and Onslaught where you can like everything was multiplicative, so you can have like billions of power in that location, which was awesome. Giving every like Ultron bot like plus like what, like it was like 256 power per Ultron bot or something if you got like the perfect hand. Like it was crazy. But yeah, also like Dermpling said, I can't play Doc Ock on turn 5 anymore if Dream Dimension exists. I can't play my deck anymore.
Can't play the token paper deck. Well, we can keep going paper, or we've been going for already an hour right now. This is we've just been flowing.
It has not felt like an hour.
No, it has not felt like an hour at all. But I guess I kind of have a script here, and we kind of pretty much hit most things. But how long have you been streaming paper? Like
that's a complicated question.
Okay.
When I played League of Legends, I was like, oh, I'm gonna just be a League of Legends streamer. Like, I'm okay at the game. I can hit plat every season, and then like I eventually can hit diamond every season. I was like, oh, I'm a good support player. Like, I can stream this game. The League of Legends section is so oversaturated. It's impossible to gain viewership in that game. So I stopped playing. I stopped streaming, and then I would just do like PUBG streams with my friends because like somebody wasn't in our game and Discord didn't have stream sharing or screen sharing yet. So we're like, all right, I'm gonna stream the game so people can watch us play, like just our friends or whatever. So I don't know if anything's archived on my channel. I don't think so. I think I might have privated all of those streams. Those are from like, when was PUBG popular? Like 2017, 2016?
Before like Fortnite got huge.
Yeah. So I've been streaming inconsistently for probably around 10 years now.
Oh.
But it was just like very sporadic. I got into a few months where I played TFT like 3 days a week on stream. Like, but Snap was the first game where I'm like, all right, I'm making this like consistent schedule.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna keep playing it. I've been playing this game for a long time, so I have more cards than all the people who are, because I started streaming consistently when the game came out of beta.
Okay.
So I had every single card in the game. I was able to play any deck. So I had an advantage in that sense where people who started watching me were just getting into the game. So they
Mm-hmm.
didn't have everything. So I was able to teach people about some of the cards that they could look forward to and that kind of stuff. And then obviously YouTube helped a lot. And yeah, so Snap is the first game that I've actually like streamed consistently. I've been streaming it since like October or November, whenever the game came out of beta. So yeah, so this is like what, almost a year now of me streaming consistently.
And that's and you've totally seen how the consistency's helped a lot,
I
which
mean,
is
that's the
awesome.
biggest thing for streaming is consistency. If you're not consistent, you're not gonna grow. So
Yeah. And I think Drewski says it best too. Even though the community, because it's kind of more of a niche game, is smaller, the
mhm.
support that everyone just provides for each other and everything is crazy.
Yeah, and like all the bigger streamers will very frequently, when they're done streaming, raid a smaller streamer, and then those streamers will get like 20 to 50 followers from that raid, and then it's like, hey, no, well, now that person is gonna start going and going and going. Like you see it,
Mm-hmm.
like I just talked about, saw it with Capt Curry when I was rating him, he was getting like maybe 20 viewers, and now he's like top of the category every time he streams. So
Mm-hmm.
like as long as people just keep spreading the love and it keeps trickling down, like everybody's gonna grow from it. So
Yeah, and that's
it's a small enough community too that you like for you, like I raid you often because I see you on often. I know who you are. So it's like I know I can raid this guy. I know he's gonna be live for probably a little bit longer. So for me specifically, it's hard because I get off at like 12 p.m. Pacific time sometimes. And it's like if I raid somebody, I feel bad because half the time they're like, "Oh man, I was just about to end." And it's like, well, I'm going to sleep, so bye.
no,
Good luck with that.
I appreciate like all the rage you've given me and stuff. I kid you not. I've been in that circumstance where I'm like, okay, guys, last game, here we go,
Yeah.
and then boom, paper raid. I'm like, all right, guys, I guess we're gonna go for
Yep.
another hour. Let's go. But like, it's been awesome. Like, I'm still so grateful that you have rated me, and it's been multiple times, and that I've had this opportunity now to just like talk to you has been cool. This has been just like fun. It's been like interview sub like talking to a friend. I feel like it's kind of just natural. We're kind of just
Yeah.
talking, shooting, whatever, and it's just been fun, you know.
Yeah. I mean, that's the entire Snap community in my experience. I've talked and hung out with a bunch of people doing podcasts and everything. Hung out with like Binks, hanging out with like Bootman, doing podcasts with Blue Spruce when he was still doing his podcast. Like everybody is so friendly. Everybody's so inviting to new people in the community. Like, and it's a small category on Twitch, so everybody just kind of gets to know each other. If
Mm-hmm.
you're consistent, a streamer will see that and they'll most likely end up rating you eventually. So it's just like that's just my tip for if you want to stream Snap, just stream consistently.
Mm-hmm.
Usually, like for me, I don't raid somebody if it's the first time I've ever seen them.
Mm.
Like if I don't see somebody on consistently, like I'm not gonna raid them usually.
Mm-hmm.
But once I see their name pop up a few times when I'm ending my stream, I'm looking for somebody to raid. It's like I'm gonna spread the love now that I see that you're actually trying to like do something here.
And that's awesome. Like that's really cool for you to think about that way too. And like we talked about the whole like trickle down. Yeah, Drewski rated me a couple months ago. And since then, like Drewski and I became friends. And like I talk to Drewski like every day and everything. It's just I don't know. There's something about the Snap community and just it may be just because it's a niche game and just how cool the Marvel fan base is over just a
Yeah.
Marvel IO. But yeah, it's been awesome, bro.
Yeah, I mean that's how I started too. I mean, I already had ins with some of the bigger streamers at the time. Like Binks was popping off early on,
Mm-hmm.
and like when he would stop stream, he'd raid me. Or like I talked to Dara a bunch.
Mm.
Dara end stream, he raids me. Like that's how I started getting more popular,
Mm-hmm.
was from the connections that I made with people in like the Discord and stuff.
Mm.
And then eventually talking to them in private channels and stuff, and then building that connection, and then They're like, oh, I know paper. Let's go spread some love to paper. And it's like, that's just how it happens. That's how it's happening for you. That's how it happened for Capture. That's how it happened for me. And it's going to continue happening.
And then like community will just get bigger and bitter, bigger and bitter, bigger and bigger. And I think it'd be really cool if Snap someday gets as big as like Hearthstone was. Of course, that is a couple
Yeah.
steps away. Maybe
Yeah,
not a
for
couple,
sure.
maybe multiple steps away, but it's not impossible to
I think
happen.
once the PC client comes out,
Mm-hmm.
it'll be open to a wider range of people. I think it was kind of a misstep to not have a PC client available within the first. I mean, we're going on a year now of this
Mm-hmm.
game being out and not having a PC client. If like someone like Trump or Shroud streamed this game
Mm-hmm.
with a full PC client when the game first came out,
Yeah.
I think this game would have exploded. So I think it was a bit of a misstep in that sense, but hopefully the widescreen UI will bring people back into the game. And I think there's a chance that it does because right now it looks a little bit cheap as a PC
I
experience, and I think that
mean,
throws a lot of people off.
yeah.
Not to mention the economy type stuff and people's preconceived notions of what the game is.
Mm-hmm.
Um, in a lot of these streams, like Shroud stream or Trump stream, I would just hang out in there and see what the people in chat are talking about because it's like 30, 40,000 people who are getting eyes on this game that as a category has maybe at most 4,000 viewers at any one time.
Right.
So like that right there is a ton of people watching the game and people you would see in the chat like, oh, this game's way too easy. Like I've played 30 games and I haven't lost a single game. And it's like people don't understand that like you're playing against bots. Like
Mm-hmm.
you don't have the experience of the game yet. Like it's holding your hand right now, but people don't understand that. So it's like I don't know. People just don't get it. So I think people have a preconceived notion based on their first like 2 hours of gameplay that
Mm-hmm.
like this game's not for me because it's a baby game or it's like too easy. But in actuality, it's got a lot of depth in it that they haven't opened up to yet.
Mm-hmm. Did Shroud beat Ben Brode when they played each other?
No, I
Or
think Ben. I'm pretty sure Ben won. I
oh,
think it went down to the final game, but yeah, Ben ended up winning.
which
I
is
don't remember what they were running, but
that's still
they were
pretty
both
big.
running some funky decks.
Some funky decks, yeah, because
Yeah,
like what you're saying, I was like, wait, why is Shroud playing Snap? And then I was like, oh, this is actually
he was
pretty good.
playing it for like a couple hours
Mm-hmm.
for a few weeks. Dude, he would play it at the beginning of a stream or like in the middle of a stream for like a couple hours, like even non-ad
Mm-hmm.
streams. He was doing some non-sponsored streams as well because if somebody does a sponsored stream,
Mm-hmm.
they don't have the knowledge or like all the variants that Shroud had. Like Shroud
Mm-hmm.
plays the game off stream. Like he actively plays the game. You can tell by the decks that he was playing, by the
Mm-hmm.
variants that he had. Like he was actually playing the game.
Mm-hmm.
So I think him and his wife or girlfriend, like I think they were like in Discord or something before. Like they were both talking about the game and stuff.
Oh,
And it's weird for me because Shroud is my brother's favorite streamer because my brother's a CS:GO player,
okay.
so he loves Shroud.
Mm-hmm.
And like being like close to getting like contact with Shroud through Snap was weird. I didn't get to talk to him or anything, but being close to it was definitely very strange for me.
That's awesome. I didn't realize. Yeah, and now Post Malone plays Snap, so like it's
Yeah,
just
yeah, exactly. It's
Post Malone
everywhere,
blows
man.
it up, and then Snap just
All of
gets
my
bigger.
friends stopped playing it though. Like all my
Mm.
real life friends stopped playing it because it's just I have one friend who still plays and
Mm-hmm.
we share decks back and forth, but outside of that, like it's hard to get people into the game when they don't like the UI or they realize how long it's going to take for them to get the cards that they want, that kind of stuff. So
Yeah.
I don't know what the solution is for the new player experience, but I think when the widescreen UI comes out, I think something needs to happen that
Mm-hmm.
isn't like pay $120 and you can get these 4 cards.
Oh
Like
gosh.
because like right now, every day for the first 8 days that you play the game, there's a newbie bundle. So I don't know if you know about this, but there's
Mm-hmm.
like the newbie bundles where you unlock like a card or like 2 cards and it costs like $20. You
Mm-hmm.
get some credits and stuff. And then they just released the Deadpool Venom one with the with those variants. It's like $100.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like a new player 8 days into the game probably isn't going to spend 20, 20, 20, 30, 40, and then $100. They're not going to spend like $300 in the first week of playing the game.
Mm.
So I don't know what the solution is there. I feel like something needs to happen to where they allow more cards into the game, but it's hard with their matchmaking system.
Yeah, I feel like there's not like a set MMR or anything. I mean, I feel like sometimes I just get smacked by whatever my MMR is. And in the other instances, it's like, am I just playing a like my? I feel like ladder climb, for this season was a lot of bots until maybe, like in Omega, I feel like I faced more people, and then in
Yeah.
Galactic, it was like all bots again.
Yeah. Traditionally, for the past like maybe 6 or 7 seasons, I've found that the level, because get reset to 70 every season,
Mm-hmm.
the level 70 to 80 is a lot of bots. And if you play in the first like 3 days, it's a lot of bots. But
Mm-hmm.
as soon as you hit 80, it feels like the matchmaking switches and just starts playing you against people. So
Mm.
traditionally, in a lot of previous seasons, I was getting stuck in the mid 80s for like weeks at a time
Mm-hmm.
because like the matchmaking snaps into playing a bunch of players. And the deck that I was running was really good against bots, apparently, but just
Mm-hmm.
not great against people. And I thought the deck was good. So I was like, oh, this deck worked. Like, why isn't it working now?
Mm-hmm.
So, like, that kind of stuff I feel like is in the game, but I felt like this season, I feel like that might have not been the case because I felt like I played bots consistently in 70, 80, and 90.
Mm-hmm.
Not to the degree that I played them in 70, but I did play a lot of bots this season. This is the fastest I've ever climbed to infinite. And I don't know if it's because I ran the ghost stock deck or if it's because there was more bots than usual. I honestly don't even remember, to be honest.
Well, I mean, the Ghost stock deck is fantastic because it
I
has so
mean,
much
it
versatility.
yeah, it works against bounce and it worked against high evolutionary lockjaw. So
And I mean, bounce is still probably the best. So I mean, if you can beat bounce, you can
yeah.
beat anything. I mean,
Yeah, I from the video that I posted, I have switched a couple of cards out. So now we're running Invisible Woman in the main deck now
mm-hmm.
instead of Jeff. So we
Okay.
lose the kind of ability to get into locations that were closed off, but now we beat anything that's running one cost way more consistently. So
That's, I mean, that's the cool thing about Snap 2 is you play the same deck maybe for a season, you change it just a little bit because the meta changed maybe slightly, and then you can still play
yep.
the same deck.
I
So
mean that deck works perfectly if Shang-Chi is no longer like too strong in the meta, I
mm-hmm.
could just put Enchantress in that slot if ongoing becomes really strong, which could be, but I don't know. Depends on what people do with Echo. I feel like there's that ongoing Thanos deck that's making the rounds right now
Mm-hmm.
that Enchantress could do well against potentially, but I don't know. It's hard to see. It's hard to tell what the meta is gonna do because I honestly haven't even played the Thanos deck very much, played against it very much, but I'm seeing everybody saying that it's popular. So
I've seen it a lot recently too. A lot of the Thanos deck, and then I think what I've seen most right now is bounce with Spider-Man,
yep,
and it's disgusting.
Surfer with Spider-Man as well,
Yeah,
also a
Spider-Man
thing.
is just gone
Spider-Man
crazy.
is back in a big way.
I mean, Lambie's deck he posted today. I'm a huge Sandman guy,
Yep,
and putting Spider-Man on 2 lanes on turn 5 is
yeah,
crazy.
yeah. I mean
So
that goes back to the old Zabu deck where you double Spider-Man.
yeah, freaking absorbing man. Back when, like, you don't see absorbing man anymore, but like back when then.
In my Ghost Doc video, one of my suggestions if you don't have Iron Lad is Absorbing Man actually. So
Oh,
because it doubles up on your Killmonger, your Shadow King, your, just it doubles up on all that stuff, which is, I mean, think about it. If you have Invisible Woman
mm-hmm.
like on the board, you play Shadow King on, you have it like a Absorber Man behind the Invisible Woman, and your opponent thinks, oh, that's a Shadow King for sure. I'm going to play my Hitmonkey on this location. Boom, you play
Mm,
Shadow King on the left lane. If they is that's where they played their Hitmonkey, and then if that's the last card you played on turn 6, Absorber Man also Shadow King's the right lane. Like you can do so many things with that late reveal
mm-hmm.
that I mean you can play both of those cards on turn 6 if you have Zabu out, but like there is a chance that Absorbing Man could be thrown in that deck at some point if we find ourselves needing multiple Shang-Chis or multiple Shadow Kings or that kind of thing.
That is so freaking smart paper. Like,
If Snap gave us side decks to be able to side deck in cards
oh my
during like
gosh,
conquest stuff,
mm-hmm.
Absorbing Man would be in every single one of my side decks, I think.
Bro. I
Because I,
think
I think he's underrated. If he was a 4/4, I think he would be played in most of my decks. I think. At a 4-3, he's a little weak, but yeah.
Yeah, because he's not like a poor man's Iron Lad.
Yeah.
But even though he is 4-3, I mean, Shang-Chi is 4-3 and puts in freaking work. So if you get two
Yeah.
Shang-Chis, I mean, I
Yeah.
hadn't thought about that though. You put him behind, like, because I've been seeing a lot of people doing the Mystique behind Invisible Woman for Null. I've been seeing some of those.
Mm,
But
yep.
I hadn't thought about the Absorbing Man behind Mystique for a Shadow King or a.
I
Wow.
put I very often put Ghost Spider behind Invisible Woman. Play
Oh.
Doc Ock on 5,
Mm.
and then play like one big thing into Invisible Woman, and then or play other things into like the rest of the board, and Invisible Woman will reveal the Ghost Spider to pull the last thing that I played.
Mm.
So that's another thing. Like there's a lot of stuff that you can do with Invisible Woman that's not been super explored because people haven't really been running her often.
Mm-hmm.
But I think now the only thing that sucks is people are running Surfer decks. Almost every Surfer deck has Polaris in it.
Mm-hmm.
Polaris completely shuts down Invisible Woman
Yeah.
unless you don't play into that location early on. Traditionally, I'm playing Invisible Woman into Shadow King or Killmonger very often.
Mm-hmm.
So I get Polaris early, and then that card gets nothing. Like I lose that card. So
And I mean, if you hate cost one cards, you're not running cost one to kind of help counter
yeah,
the Polaris
yeah.
pull. So.
I mean, I run Spider Ham in most of my decks.
Oh,
So like I hate one cost cards that have to stay on the board to be good.
okay.
I don't like Sunspot, don't like Nebula. I think like running Titania is a little bit troll.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, obviously if you're running a junk deck, like Titania is good, but like a one cost card whose like main point is just to give you like 3 power. Like if you have 0,
Mm-hmm.
obviously his main point's to negate something, but also that 3 power does come in handy. If you're relying on that power, I think I think that's just a mistake. Something like Nightcrawler, I think that's a mistake. But playing like an Iceman or playing Korg or playing
Mm-hmm.
um uh what's the card I'm thinking of? Bast or just anything that like, oh,
Kitty.
it's had its effect, it did its thing, like cool. It can die now. I don't care.
What about Kitty?
Like I'm fine with those.
You like Kitty?
Kitty, I don't like Kitty.
Don't like Kitty?
I mean, obviously you have to run her if you're playing Bounds,
Right.
but like she's just so strong. That's the problem. She's so strong. I don't know.
That's why you have
She's
the
a bit of
Shadow
a
King.
sore spot because Bounce is so strong,
Mm-hmm.
and like it's impossible to beat her with Killmonger unless you have Invisible Woman.
That's true.
But you
That's why
can't
you
you
have
can't
it.
you can't kill her because the opponent never has priority. So your Killmonger can never kill her.
Yeah, I wonder if with the OTA this week if they're gonna touch Kitty at all because they
I
didn't touch
think
in the bounce in the patch.
yeah, Glenn said that the Bounce deck is overperforming, but it's fine that they didn't nerf it in the patch because an OTA.
Mm-hmm.
So I think this OTA this coming week will probably have some bounce nerfs in it.
Okay.
Maybe it's just Kitty.
Mm-hmm.
It could be more, but I don't know what else they think is like problematic in the deck. So we'll see what they do. I hope it becomes not the best deck
Yeah.
because it's annoying to play against when you can't drop priority against them. You
Mm-hmm.
have to run Ghost, and at that point, if I'm running Ghost as well as running Invisible Woman, Killmonger, and Shadow King, I'm running 4 cards to tech against this deck.
Oh,
It sucks.
yeah.
It feels so bad.
But it would make Ghost useful. I mean, or you could incorporate another one cost card that people aren't using a lot. Maybe not against
Yeah.
bounce, but a Snow Guard. If you want to start using Snow Guard.
I did pull Snow Guard before the patch came out, so I do have Snow Guard now. I have 0 boosters on that card because I have not played it once, and I do not play. I plan on keeping that at 0 boosters.
You don't want to run like a Legion, Snow Guard, Scarlet Witch, and what Rhino,
I
Magic.
so in the data mines, Darkhawk is featured on the week that Legion is featured, and I was kind of excited because I'm like, oh, the Darkhawk Kimasinto variant hasn't been announced yet. Like we don't know where it's coming. It's probably going to be a Spotlight variant.
Yeah.
I'm going to pull on that week, and you know what? I think Legion might be okay, so I'm not going to be too upset to get that card. now we know that it's not the Kimasinto variant, and I'm just like, maybe I'll just buy the card for 3K because it actually seems like a fun card, and there could be some fun things to do with it.
And he's a
But I
5'8".
don't 100% know.
He's got 8 power, which is going to be great. I
I
mean,
mean, Jane Foster has 8 power, and it's impossible to do anything about Jane Foster. You can't Shang-Chi her. She has 8 power. Like eight
no.
power is the sweet spot.
Hmm.
If a card has 8 power, I think it's immediately base minimum a good card
Yeah.
because it's 8 power. It's on the board, and you're not doing anything about that 8 power.
Crossbones punch on air right now, but that's
He has a playment restriction, so I'm
yeah.
not going to count that. There's a restriction on if you can even play him in the game. But like if we look at 8 power cards, like we're
Mhm.
talking Odin, Spider Woman, MODOK, Jane, Arrow. Like these are all cards that when they're put on the board, they're stuck there. You
Yeah.
can't do anything about those cards on the board. Like they're there to stay because there's nothing you can't Shadow King them, can't
Mhm.
Shang them. Like there's nothing you do about that card.
Yeah, except if people are running Nakia, which Nakia is getting more popular, but I don't think they're running the same deck with all those cards. But yeah.
Yeah, Nakia with Spider Woman could be a thing. I think Spider Woman could go into any deck, and I think Nakia could potentially go into any deck. So
Hmm.
those two cards could potentially. I mean, maybe with MODOK too. In beta, there was an old discard deck where you played Nakia and you used Nakia to buff your swarms.
Hmm.
Use Nakia and Okoye to buff your swarms. And then when you ended up discarding Swarm eventually, it was like a 5 power swarm, and you just had a ton of 5 power swarms in your hand. So basically, you have Doctor Doom bots that can just go anywhere that you want
Hmm.
for free while you still get to play your 20 power apocalypse. Like,
Yeah. I actually got beat
so,
by 5 power swarms earlier today from an Okoye and Nakia. And
yep,
with MODOK in the game now, too, you
yep,
have 4 of those swarms, and that's 20 power on turn
yeah.
6.
This card's my favorite archetype for a reason, but like the existence of Spider Ham has really deterred me from playing it. My apocalypse just gets hammed and then
Hmm.
the game's over because I have my Dracula target sucks. Like if
Well,
they ham on the same turn that I would have discarded apocalypse, I might just lose my apocalypse for the rest of the game.
hmm
Like I don't know.
but next season,
I want to get back into discard, but I have an almost fully inkified discard deck. I'm just missing Lady Sif.
almost fully inkified.
Yeah.
Oh my
Discard.
gosh.
I played discard for like 3 seasons straight. Just like that was the only deck not the only deck I was playing on stream, but whenever I was between making videos
Hmm.
and I was just wanted to play something, I would just play discard so I can get boosters on all these cards.
Oh.
Lady Sif, I've split 8 times. I haven't got an ink on her. I've gotten three rainbows or three golds and
Hmm.
no inks. Two of my golds have crackles on them as well, but I don't care about it because I want the ink.
Oh my
Need the ink damn.
god.
I literally bought the Sith Thor bundle, the Venomized
Hmm.
variants bundle. Not even for the variants or the credits or anything. Just for the 155 boosters because I ran out of Sith boosters. Like there's the catch up or not the season pass stuff that's coming out for the
Hmm.
Thor season this month.
Hmm.
I have all of those variants already. I'm probably spending $10 on getting that again because of the 155 Sith boosters. Like, I'm gonna have 3 duplicate variants that I already have,
Mm.
but the Sith boosters for $10 is enough to draw me into buying that.
Wait, does that give you
Like,
3 then additional just blank variants?
yeah, I'll get three blank variants of those 3 variants that I already have.
Oh.
I think Heimdall, Sif, and Thor, which
Hmm.
I've split that Thor like 10 times. I've split that particular Sif. That's the one that I'm trying to ink. So I've split that one like 6 or 7 times at this point. But I just want those 155 boosters because I can't get them any other way. Because if I play the deck, I'll get frustrated.
Oh, I mean, you say,
So I'll
oh,
just get Spider Ham.
Drewski says you need my luck at getting boosters. Last night
Yeah.
I bought Echo. I opened the token Tuesday. I got 105 Echo boosters.
Oh my, what the hell, dude?
Yes.
If I were to participate in those bundles, I would probably get like Agatha boosters or something. Like something I'm never going to use or
Strong
something I
guy.
already have like 500 of.
Bring strong guy back. You got to make a strong guy deck for your next discard deck.
Yeah.
It'd be gross.
There was a time where Strong Guy was very good when he was a 2 cost 6 power
Oh my god.
or
He was
whatever he
two
was.
six.
Maybe he was 2-4 and he went up to a 10
Oh
when he
my
got his boost.
gosh. Revert him
But
back.
yeah,
Revert
no,
him back.
Hellcow used to be a 2-6. Hellcow was a 2-6 and it just fed the discard engine. It was glorious.
Oh my gosh.
You half of the cards in the discard deck were 2 cost.
Mm-hmm.
Sif, Hellcow, Collector, Swarm, Morbius. All these cards were 2 cost. You could just play all these cards like on turn 5. Like
Oh
it
my
was so
word.
good.
Well, I think discard also is going to be good in August with
Yeah.
Dakin's a discard, X-23's a discard, Silver Samurai's a discard.
Yeah,
Lady
it's gonna
Deathstrike's
look
destroyed,
different.
but
I'm hesitant on Silver Samurai because he hits the lowest power card and discard decks around stuff like Morbius and Dracula. So there's gonna be times where you just straight up cannot play
Mhm.
Samurai. I know people are like, oh, it's gonna discard your Swarm, but Swarm has 3 power. That's
Mhm.
more than in my deck. That's more than Storm, Daredevil, Morbius, Nebula, like that's and Dracula. Like that's not an easy. I obviously will switch the deck up, but that's not an easy like. Oh, it's gonna automatically kill your Swarm.
Paper doesn't play 1 cost anyways, so he won't have to worry about Nebula.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, Nebula's in the deck currently, but I haven't played this deck in forever.
But I think isn't he a 5/4 or is he a 4/5? Because that
He's
also
a 4/5, so he's enabled by Zabu, so that's something.
So yeah, I mean, you
But
could
then again, if you're playing
play-
Zabu, you're playing Darkhawk, and Darkhawk doesn't update in the hand, so yeah, that to contend with. I think he's going to be probably at his best in a deck that runs Black Bolt Stature. I think it's going to be another enabler for Stature, which is sorely needed for that list. It's going to be something that you could run Swarm in that list because Stature Black Bolt doesn't have less power than 3, and you can kind of manipulate it in that way. So Swarm could come out in that list where on the last turn you're playing Stature, 2 Swarms plus a 5 cost, or like a 3 and a 2. Like you play a lot of stuff in that list.
I had not thought about if you do run a Silver Samurai, Moon Knight. I mean, that's a little dangerous, but then you have
Very
X-23,
dangerous.
Wolverine. You have Swarm, so it's just like a discard kind of maybe without Morbius or without Z with the raid. What the heck? We got freaking raided during our little interview here, Paper. Hold on.
Going on, Z?
What's going on, Z? Welcome in, Raiders. Oh my gosh, hello. We are with the legend himself, Paper, right now. We're talking actually about discard in August. Thinking about what kind of cards are going to go hand in hand together or how we're going to change things up. Paper, of course, deck building man he is, has some ideas. But yeah, Shadow King Goat, and I was like, why am I not being interviewed? Hey, Z, I could totally interview you soon, Z. This is our first interview ever, so I am down for interviews. It's been great with Paper though. Like Paper has been awesome, bro.
Yeah, we're just hanging out.
Fuck. What the heck, Musketeer?
I literally joined your stream so I can tell him to stop because that's not good. I don't like that.
Oh my gosh, Drewski, this is gonna be starting a bunch of other stuff. This is just the first of stuff. I'm
Number 1, baby.
Yeah, paper is first. I'm grateful that I just have had this opportunity, and I'm sweating right now. I'm not sweating because we got raided or we got Paper, but Amber has turned off the AC in the house right now because she gets cold super easily, and I literally am perspiring so much. My shirt is sticking to me. I don't even know what is happening. Sorry for that.
I got a fan on me right now.
I was about to say.
I'm glad it's not coming through Discord, but it's pounding on me right now. It's so hot in California.
Oh man, but no, this has been really, really fun. Like for real. I'm thankful that we were able to talk Paper. I'd only been able to talk to you before, like in chat and everything too. But you are the first of hopefully many, and hopefully this isn't the last time we talk either. I'll be seeing you, of course, at SnapCon too, so that's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, for sure.
But I guess I need to like go turn on the AC or something. So I
Go take a
might
shower.
take a shower, turn on the AC. I don't know. We know it's Paper's fault. He hacks your AC.
I have been playing a lot of Cyberpunk, but I'm doing that. I'm doing a hacking build, so maybe
Oh
that's
my
rubbing off on
gosh.
me.
But Paper, is there anything you would like to share with your community or Snap community over or at all or anything you would like to say? Any final thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, we just hit 1,000 subs on YouTube today, so I'm super grateful and super happy about that. But that's not the end of it. Obviously, we're still going. I just posted a new YouTube video today, so you can see my YouTube at Paper Snap down below. If you can go give me a sub there, I'd really appreciate it. Also, if you're not already following me on Twitch, I stream Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays on twitch.tv/paper with 2 R's because Twitch will not give me the regular name. So, yeah, I'd really appreciate any support to any of my content. I just do deck highlights on YouTube. So, what videos do best for you on YouTube? I only do deck highlights. So, it's mostly just deck highlight stuff that I ever post. I've done like patch rundowns and that kind of stuff, but I think certain streamers or certain creators have kind of a, I don't know what the word is. They have kind of that section of Snap content locked down. People like Jeff Hoagland, Dara, people who are a lot more insightful about like the in-depth like workings of the game compared to me. I feel like those, yeah, the niche of those kind of videos. So I did a couple of those videos and they didn't do that well. So I just stick to deck highlights. It's also hard to release that content right after the patch comes out. So, and I work full time, so I can't really do all that. But yeah, I appreciate any support on my YouTube. Like I said, curated deck guides and spotlights, and then I stream Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays.
Yeah, thank you so much, Paper for real, for being our first of, like I said, hopefully many, and we hopefully get Paper on here again. Paper, I know is going to make another fantastic deck, and we're going to be like, Paper, please, can we talk to you about this deck, man?
Yeah, if something else pops off, I'll do the rounds everywhere again.
Yeah, you're gonna. I mean, people are gonna be asking for you everywhere, bro. For real. You got the great vibes. You got the great energy. You got a freaking awesome Shikamaru tattoo. If you guys haven't seen the Shikamaru tattoo, but yeah, guys, totally follow Paper on all platforms. He's freaking awesome. He posts content all the time, and it's always quality content.
Now, what I'll say is do some game shows at some point. Get like multiple creators in if you can figure out the logistics of it.
Mm-hmm.
I'll come back for game shows 100%.
All right.
I mean, I love talking about Snap, but game shows are just so fun.
Yeah, I think
I'm hoping that I get to do some at SnapCon because I did some on Felicity's podcast a couple weeks ago, and like I love game shows so much. I don't know.
Ooh, I hadn't thought about game show. I mean, it took us a minute to get all this stuff set
Yeah.
up today.
No, let it cook for a bit. Let it cook for a bit. Think of something like good and unique, and like you'll get people coming in for that kind of stuff for sure.
Yeah, I appreciate your time today, Paper. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna hit BRB real quick. I need to freaking drink like a gallon of water, turn on the AC or something. But yeah, it's been awesome talking with you, Paper. I think we're gonna end stream here, and then I'll probably start up again a little bit later. But yeah, thank you so much, Paper, for real.
Yeah. Thanks for having me, man.
It's been awesome.
Really appreciate it.
Also, Watch Me Rez, thank you for the follow. I might just go on a BRB screen and view for a second. But I'm gonna mute my mic real quick, and then.